Sniping's one of the coolest things in FPS, but everyone who grabs a sniper dreams of being an aggressive master. That's what we're here for today. Tips to make you an elite aggressive sniper. Now you can use pretty much any sniper, but the Koshka, Tundra, and Outlaw are top picks for aggressive play. To prove it's all about the skills behind the gun though, I'll be rocking the DLQ. Before we dive into mechanics, a quick heads up, if you're playing with 4 fingers or more, you're good to go. If your aim or crosshair placement needs work, or you haven't mastered canceling the sprint to fire animation, this video is a great place to start. First things first, movement. We talked about movements with amped and the knife switch mechanic years ago in this video, but what can we do without it? Don't overthink it. Slide cancels, slide jumps, and variations of those are enough to mess with the enemy's aim and give you space to line up your shots. Here's a clip as an example. First skill, basic slide cancels close the gap on those guys and make the shot easier. I was hoping for a collateral, but no luck. Second kill, simple back jump to create some space in case they try to slide at me. Third and fourth kills, no fancy moves needed. They never even saw me coming. At that moment, clock's ticking down on P1, so enemies are probably rotating to P2. Figured they'd spawn down below and head through the tunnel, so I peeked with a slide jump and nailed the 5th kill midair. Spotted another dude in the tunnel during the jump, but I had cover and the distance meant fancy footwork wasn't needed for number 6. Alright, let's talk about what makes you a truly aggressive sniper. That goes for any gun really. You gotta have a map in your head where enemies are spawning, where they might rotate, maybe even set up a juicy spawn trap for that sweet TikTok clip. Here's the mistake I see all the time, even in my own clips. Pushing open fields like Rambo just because you're aggressive. You still gotta pre-aim a little. See, in this clip, I knew enemies were spawning by the yellow house, so I took cover behind the car mid-map. Got those first 2 kills, then rotated back to the green house, checked the bus and truck area, and took cover by the panel to watch the P1 flank. Saw someone coming, got the kill, then back to the car to watch the left side. Missed the shot, realized I messed up the DLQ's fire rate, peeked out to secure a kill, but got smoked because I was out in the open with no intel. See? This perfectly sets us up for point 3. Any sniper can be aggressive, even the not so obvious ones, but you gotta know your weapon's limits. For snipers, that's hitbox size, fire rate, mag size, flinch resistance, and blank scope timing. For mag size, pretty much always run an extended mag for at least 7 to 8 bullets. If that's not enough, bullet return can give you a 50% chance of getting a bullet back after a kill. Don't expect double bullets from collaterals though. For flinch, the higher it is, the faster you gotta fire to minimize the impact. Especially with the MG42 around, that thing sends your aim to the stratosphere before you can blink. For the fire rate, head to the training room and find your sniper sweet spot. See if there's any animation or trick that tells you when to fire for maximum efficiency. Here's a prime example of what not to do. My teammate called left side of the yellow house, so I flanked with him for a potential double spawn trap. Got the first kill, then immediately ADS'd again to fire, but I went too fast and it didn't fire. Luckily, no punishment. Second kill, same mistake. No penalty this time. Third kill, finally took a breath and fired properly. Nailed the next 5 guys too. Then came my final mistake of the day, not controlling flinch. Flinch-wise, Tundra and HDR are your low maintenance choices. Barely flinch even without toughness. For the others, even with toughness, flinch can mess you up. Don't overcompensate and shoot low though. That's a hit marker magnet and a death sentence. Learn your flinch pattern to avoid over or under correcting. Last but not least, blank scope timing. This changes between snipers even if they have the same ADS time. Generally, it's around 75% of the ADS animation, but we usually ADS longer to adjust our aim. In Search and Destroy though, faster shots are key. S&D players, learn your blank scope timing. It can save your life. Here's a clip to show what I mean. Frame by frame, my first shot was 20 milliseconds after the blank scope timing. A little slow. Second kill was with my secondary. Gotta be flexible. Third kill, I heard a dude sprinting. Shotgun, SMG, or melee for sure. Needed a quick shot, and since I'd just gotten 2 kills and moved, he probably heard me. Had to be fast and accurate, again about 20 milliseconds after blank scope. Any slower, I was toast. Here's the time you need to ADS for the blank scope to be accurate. Before we dive into settings, a quick tip for wall bangers. If you're using a sniper that is good for wall bangs, don't hesitate to try to shoot through walls. The DLQ blasts through wood and concrete. Locust with FMJ, anything goes. Tundra with no FMJ drills through most wooden walls. People rarely wallbang, so exploit that advantage. Now for the settings, Here's what you might want to tweak for sniping. First up, 4-finger claw with separate ADS and fire buttons. Huge difference in speed and efficiency. If you tap to ADS, use the ADS to fire button for slide cancels. No double tapping needed. Hold to ADS players, you're good. The realistic scope setting is a really interesting option that increases the size of your crosshair and slightly darkens the side of the scope, which reduces a bit of the vision, which some are not a big fan of, but I personally have it on, so at the end of the day, it's up to preference. One new setting we have in the game since the last season is the ADS FOV curve. For snipers, it delays the zoom in, giving you a wider FOV for longer. Feels weird at first, but trust me, try it. For the perk and equipment in general, lightweight is the go-to for red perk, and for those who think that pinpoint boosts the aim assist with snipers, it doesn't, so don't use it. For the green perk, you can use gung ho, quick fix, or toughness. If you're using stim shot, use with the gung ho perk for sure. If you're not, then feel free to choose the one you prefer. We recorded the clips during our legendary grind, so the enemies weren't as good as they can be in higher ranks, so using toughness wasn't a necessity and we went for quick fix, but it's up to you. For the blue perk, if you're playing in S&D, use the dead silence perk 100% of the time, else you can go for other perks like survival training to avoid flashes, concussion grenades, etc. or hardline to get more points to farm your score streaks. For the secondary weapon, if you're a purist and only want to use your sniper, go for a melee, the boxing gloves ideally since they don't make any sound when you switch to them. If you're fine using a true gun, you can go for a shorty, an LCAR-9, a J358, they're all really good in their manner. And little mention to the crossbow, you can use it as a secondary sniper to get the last skill of your kill feed with a one-shot weapon. For the lethal equipment, use whatever suits you the most, but for the tactical ones, we recommend you to either use stim shot, which you can pair with tactician, so we have 2 of them, and with gung ho obviously. Or you can use smoke grenade, which help create space and break lines you don't want to peek at. And of course, for aggressive sniping builds, we got you. Even if you're new or pro at sniping, you probably still make these mistakes in COD Mobile.